I'll blurt it out.
I'm sorry. Hi, and welcome to Hanging Out with Violet and Rose. I'm Violet.
I'm Rose.
And today we are discussing the Korean BL Heart Stain. If you have not seen it, please pause this, go watch it, come back and enjoy our show because we do have spoilers. Mm-hmm. And if you're not a spoiler person, this is not for you right now. It will be later. After you watch it. So, Heart Stain.
Heart Stain. So we have only a handful of characters in the whole show. We have Do-ha, we have Woo-hyun, who are the main two characters in the...
You're right, there's not a lot of characters. Looking at it, like, focused on characters.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The world is tiny, and it's one of my complaints with the show is the fact that you have those two, you have the teacher, then you have, a smattering of extras, and then you have the sister and the best friend, and that's it. That is like the show.
Wait, so that was his real sister, like on the show?
I don't think it was his real sister.
Oh, okay.
But they keep calling her his sister. Okay. I'm pretty sure it was like best friend or something like that. But
she was always at his house.
Right, I know. Okay. That's why I was like, it was gray. Okay.
Because she couldn't have been real sister because she liked his brother.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So not real sister, but
back
constantly.
On track.
I guess maybe that's why she was always at his house because she was
liked
trying to run into.
Okay.
Also, we never met the brother or parents or anything. They didn't exist.
It was slightly odd that they were always at each other's house, but there was never anybody else there.
Right? Yeah. And they were just all with each other's bedrooms.
Okay, recap. Woo-hyun is finds out that he's attracted to his teacher. Mm-hmm. He's like he's the class president, right? Mm-hmm. And so he's like, everybody likes him, popular. He's attracted to his teacher. He lets his teacher know, like, hey, I kind of like somebody, but it's a guy. Mm-hmm. And the teacher's like, that's normal.
Right,
it's
love.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're all good in my book.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of goes down this path of, we find out it's the teacher that he likes. And his best friend, Do-ha.
Mm-hmm. He figures it out.
Yeah. And he likes Woo-hyun, and he's always liked him. Mm-hmm. And so Do-ha says, okay, let's make a bet, which this is my pet peeve. Let's make a bet because if I can get you to like me by the graduation ceremony, I win. Mm-hmm. But if not, if you still like the teacher, you win. Mm-hmm. And
it's like, what do they win?
Thank you. That's my pet peeve.
I mean,
that's my
what are we winning?
So Woo-hyun takes the bet because he does not want to be in love with his teacher because he's like, where is that going to go in life? Nowhere. We can't be together. I'm going to graduate, go to college.
So.
I know, but he would then go to college and then it wouldn't work out. So we go down the storyline of him interacting with both his teacher and Do-ha after they've agreed on this bet of Do-ha and Woo-hyun dating. Mm-hmm. Which, that's my pet peeve. What do you win?
What do you win? Because if you love him more than your teacher, then you win a great relationship, I guess. But if you don't, and he's like, well, then you win. What does he win? Nothing.
I'm competitive. What do I win?
I need prizes.
Your love is great. I appreciate it. But if we're dating...
That's not enough.
I mean, if we're dating and we're in a relationship, I love you, you love me. Okay, but that would happen without a bet.
True.
What did I win? That's what I want to know.
So my pet peeve with the bet was... But you like somebody else. Like, I get that you don't want to like
how
teacher.
Fast? He was like, yeah, I'm going to do it.
He was just like, absolutely, let's do it. Yeah. Like, not like, let me think about it, let me mull
Even
it
though
over.
Do-ha was like, hey, go home, think about it, get back to me.
No, let's do it.
We're going to do it right now.
I was like, wait, what?
And then how do you go from we're besties to dating in like 2.5 seconds? And that's just it. That's just...
I think, too, because they never really dated. Like, let's be real.
They didn't.
There were no dates.
They just did what they did as friends, hung out.
Exactly. They hung out together. They had the most chaste kisses I've ever seen, like Victorian era level kisses.
But I actually did not mind it. Doha, like, constantly stealing the little cheek kisses.
Those were cute.
It was such a Doha thing.
Yeah.
But my issue with the kiss was whenever he asked him for the kiss.
Yes.
I did not like that.
Why do you have to ask if y'all are dating and y'all are actually growing this relationship? Then it should be like a mutual thing. Because I felt like it was more like he had to
because Woo Hyun was like new to feeling of like, oh, I like boys. And it was like not something he was 100% sure of, but he was 100% sure of.
Well,
like,
he must have been because he liked the teacher.
But I could understand where you'd want to make sure he was comfortable with it. Like, are you comfortable with this? Are you okay with this? But saying like, I want you to do this. Yeah. That was off to me. But, and then didn't he leave like right after that?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So there was a lot of Doha running away. He was really good at that.
Which honestly, I liked at certain points.
At certain points when he was like, I can't with you people, and just walked off, that was
I loved whenever he got irritated and was just like, yep, I'm gonna leave first.
Yes.
It was out.
But then there were times where it was like during the kiss, like,
yeah, that was weird.
He like shut up and left, and it was like you didn't even give poor boy
and then
a
after
chance.
that, isn't that whenever he tells him he's going to
Germany?
Yeah. Like, you beg this dude to kiss you. He kisses you.
You beg this dude to date you.
And then you break up with him right after the kiss and be like, I'm going to Germany, my guy. Like,
for years.
Years.
Not even just like, oh, I'm just going to study abroad for a year and then I'll come backsies. No. I'm
backsies.
I'm going to be gone for my whole college career. And then some, because it turned out to be like way longer than that.
No, he said he was going to stay there even like after his, like he was going to stay there for a while.
And then,
but, okay, so Woo Hyun does fall in love with Doha. And he does. And he's like heartbroken that he's leaving. He goes to his house constantly. He calls him constantly. He tries to talk to him at school.
Like, slap Doha in the face. I was like, you sat there, stood in the window, and saw him leaving. Open the goddamn window and be like, Woo Hyun, I'm still here.
I really thought it was going to be a moment where he was like, okay, I was leaving because I thought you were still in love with the teacher. Like, my feelings were hurt, but now that I'm not, like, okay, we, like, let's work something out, leaving, long distance. Yeah. So, we, like, whenever Woo Hyun, like, is like, okay, I'm in love with him. And he goes through all of that. And then Doha leaves. And then we flash to at the end of the show, he comes back.
5 years in the future.
Was it? I didn't read that part. 5 years in the future. And you haven't contacted this man.
Thank you. Thank you. So you
haven't kept up with your best friends that are now dating. And
right? Like, where have you been, bro?
Thank you. And it's like, you were in love. You went to his window so many times.
Went to his window.
You couldn't fly to Germany and check on him. You couldn't keep up on y'all don't have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Line. Y'all don't have nothing. You could have not kept up with this man at all.
Right.
To know what he was doing in life.
Not, like you said, he didn't keep up with Bestie and her boyfriend. And then like at the end, you find out that Bestie's boyfriend has been in contact with Doha all these years. He's like, oh yeah, he asks about you every day. And I'm all like, where have you been?
I'll blurt it out.
I'm sorry.
Don't worry, I'll blurt it out.
Where have you been that you never were like, hey, maybe you should reach out to Doha because he keeps asking about you. Like, here's his digits if they changed or something. Like, what is it? Like, first of all, what a crappy friend. Like,
you didn't tell me at all.
At all.
You did not let me know one time this man was checking on me.
Right. And then.
But I'm not checking on that man, so.
That's the thing. And then, like, where have you been that you never hung out with your sister after graduation or her boyfriend and like you meet up with them 5 years old? Where have you been, bro? Like, and then it's not like there's other friends. Like, it's like he's just been living this life solo. He has nobody. He just shows up to random dinner and they're like, oh yeah, he's been asking about you for 5 years.
That was the thing. Why did you even go to dinner with him?
Right? Like, it's been so long. We're not even friends anymore. Do not show up. If you don't talk to me for 5 years, don't you show up.
If I don't talk to you for 5 years, I don't know you anymore.
Exactly. Like, you're different people.
Yeah.
You've gone in different ways. Like, has he graduated? Does he have a job? Like, I don't know. It was so weird.
It was. It was very weird. And we just went on such a total tangent. But, okay, going back to him liking his teacher and him telling him the teacher. And the way the teacher made it seem like, oh, everything's okay. Love is love. People are people. At your age, it's natural. Okay?
At your age.
And then the teacher does little things. Like, he buys him the book.
Yes.
He's constantly calling him into the office.
Meets with him after school.
Meets with him in the cafe.
That was my thing.
Does all of these things. And I'm just like, okay.
But you're leading him on.
Yes. And then whenever he was with Doha, he made it seem awkward, like, why are you with him type of vibes. Like, he never said it, but the vibe was kind of like, oh, hey, oh, Doha. Like,
yes.
And so it was like,
yes.
Okay.
It was like jealousy without reason. Because it's like, if you, and then that was like when Doha went to Germany, I kind of thought maybe the teacher was going to step back in to be like, well, now that Doha's gone, Here I am.
But he was getting married.
Random. He's like, yeah, it's time for me to get married. What, like we have like a timetable for that?
And, I mean, he looked like he was 21 at this point.
Like, dude, he looked younger than Woo Hyun, okay?
Like, what do you mean it's time for you to get married, sir?
That dude did not look like a teacher.
No.
Okay, he looked like
he looked like an idol.
Student. Yes,
he legit looked like he was an idol. I should check. Was he an idol? Who knows? They always play in different things.
Know, right? Maybe he's like a retired idol.
I know. We're all like talking about he really is an idol.
He probably is.
This is why we should backstory people. Yeah, and then whenever Woo Hyun tells the teacher, the person that I like is you, and him and Doha have been in this relationship for a hot minute. And he's like, the person that I like is you. And the teacher sits there and then takes the phone call and never says anything. And to me, I'm like, you're leaving it open to interpretation.
100%.
And then whenever you finally do tell him, it's so just monotone and blank and like, I don't know.
I really thought that the teacher liked him back.
Me too. No lie. I was going to be very mad if they got together.
I didn't want them together either.
I was going to be very mad.
But I really felt like the teacher liked him back. And I felt like Doha was really strong as a character for leaving and going to Germany because he broke up with Woo Hyun, leaving him in the same area as the teacher who was his former crush. Just basically hoping for the best, I guess. But then I don't even understand like how they're still hung up on each other 5 years later. Like, y'all are different people. You've gone through different things. You've been living in Germany. You got, I assume, friends or whatever over there. Then, Woo Hyun's over here in Korea. Who knows what he did with his life? We'll never know. And then, pet peeve of the show for me was him going back to Germany at the end. I was like,
bro,
what? Like, you just, and I knew that he was going to because when he got there, he was like, oh, I'm only here for 3 weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. But, like, I would have preferred if they had just ended with them, like, having, like, a kiss or something or a cute date instead of them saying goodbye across the street from the airport where they're like, we can't hug because we're not supposed to be together or whatever. I was like, y'all are grown men now with a whole college degrees and everything. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like,
I mean, I get it. I understand it.
I really wanted more for Doha. I felt bad for him, right? He's putting his all into dating Woo Hyun. And Woo Hyun's just like, I mean, I'm just going to stand here and be awkward and not really know if I want to kiss you or not, or hold your hand, or it just, I feel like Doha deserved better.
I mean, yeah. And then they had that side story of the guy Doha was with.
Oh,
the friend group, not the guy.
The bad guy.
Yeah, he wasn't like dating the guy. He was with the friend group, and they treated him bad.
They treated him like crap, and then the guy comes back. He's like, "Oh, I guess I actually just treated you bad because I like you anyway." It's like, okay, we're in 3rd grade again. Cool. It's like, but then I had to give that friend props, like, because towards the end, right before Doha went to Germany, he was like, I confessed to him.
And he turned him down.
Yeah, well, he turned him down, but like, I mean.
No, I don't give him props. No, because you.
Slight props.
No props. Because you did Doha wrong and you treated him like crap. Mm-hmm. And the only reason you wanted him was because Woo Hyun had him.
Yeah.
And I don't play that, don't play with my toy. Like, I don't want to play with it, but don't play with it type of thing. No. So I give him no props.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No props.
No props to him. Okay.
So, I mean, but that pretty much sums up the show. It was only 8 episodes.
It was super short. And then they're only like 25 minutes long, so it's really short.
It was a really short one. Like I said, I wanted to see more of their actual relationship than him being so strung out over this teacher that was giving mixed signals. Mm-hmm. That bugged me. I just... That teacher, bro, like, you're telling him no, but your actions
say yes. Or your actions at least say maybe.
Do they say yes? Dang! No. Yeah. So, your rating?
4 out of 10.
I've been waiting for that.
My rating is low because I felt there was so much left to say. And again, like you just said, the relationship was not well fleshed out at all. I felt like it almost felt like the relationship that should have been the highlight of the show was kind of in the background. And
Doha and Woo Hyun?
Yeah.
Just was in the background because of the teacher relationship?
Because of the teacher, and just because they're like both emotionally stunted people, so they're just like,
that part,
they don't even know what they want out of each other or life. And then the character development was just non-existent, like, at all. And then you get, like, a tiny little blip of it at the very end when he's like, I really loved you 5 years ago, but I still love you now, and let's be together, just not in public. It's just weird. Well, that's how it was.
So, I give it the same rating, because the teacher vibe, love, not for me. Mm-hmm. And then I felt like there was so much more I wanted to see out of the relationship. Mm-hmm. And I just felt like it was just an incomplete story. Yes. Mm-hmm. So, it almost
felt like somebody else watched it and then was telling you about it.
No lie. Like, you got the Cliff Notes version of the Cliff Notes version. That's what I felt too. It was the Cliff Notes version. Yeah. Like, it just jumped from here to here to here. It was like, here are the main parts. There you go.
The end.
Yeah. I do feel that way. I do feel like, I guess, in the differences of drama, the Korean dramas are normally shorter. Yes. So
and they don't show as much of the love per se. Like, there's some that are really good at showing the love, but I do feel like a lot of the KBLs kind of like keep that on like the down low. It's not really about that. In this instance, it was too low.
So, all right. I think we've covered everything.
We've covered everything that there is to talk about.
All right. Well, thank you for hanging out with us. Ride or die. See you again next time. Bye.